In the radiant canvas of Playa del Carmen, the Hotel Riu Palace Mexico is presented as a jewel of luxury and splendor. Prospective guests are captivated by images of a holiday haven, where every detail promises perfection and tranquility. The expectations set are indeed lofty, often accompanied by an image of a sanctuary that stands as an epitome of unparalleled comfort and service. However, the course of a guest stay doesn't always flow as smoothly as the hotel's carefully curated image may suggest. This 10-part series brings forth a candid review of this celebrated institution, shedding light on experiences that were more bitter than sweet. These accounts are not intended to demonize the establishment but to provide an honest review based on the less glowing experiences of a number of its past guests. From the moment one steps into the seemingly opulent domain, the facade begins to crumble. Check-in at this establishment is often an exercise in patience, testing the resolve of even the most travel-hardened guests. Prolonged waits, the result of inefficient systems and, at times, an apparent lack of urgency from the staff, start your journey on a somewhat sour note. The welcome that one expects from a so-called palace is replaced by a lingering sense of apprehension, coupled with confusion due to occasional miscommunication issues. The grand reveal of your room is seldom met with the awe that one might expect. Instead, guests are faced with a lackluster array of amenities that seem weary from overuse. Bed linens, once crisp and fresh, now bear the ghostly imprints of stains. The walls, like old soldiers, show signs of battle with cracks running across them. A peculiar odor clings to the room, stubbornly refusing to be masked by the most potent air fresheners. The air conditioner's intermittent functionality and a Wi-Fi connection reminiscent of dial-up days, all lend a distinct touch of irony to the term luxury accommodations. Venturing into the bathroom continues the rather disheartening exploration. The shower, instead of providing a strong, rejuvenating cascade, offers a feeble dribble, much to the dismay of those seeking a refreshing start to their day. Plumbing issues often arise, transforming what should be a straightforward experience into a challenging task. The towels, reminiscent of an oft-read, tattered book, seem to echo the hotel's sentiment of a bygone era. The dining area, rather than offering an inviting spread of culinary delights, might be more relatable to a mid-tier school cafeteria. The menu, although varied on paper, results in a monotonous rotation of meals that lack creativity and, sadly, taste. Seafood dishes often run the risk of undercooking, and one can't help but yearn for the spark of flavors promised by the resort's promotional material. The bars, which should serve as a refuge for the disheartened, often deliver uninspiring cocktails, further dimming the luster of this so-called palace. The swimming pool area, a crucial point of relaxation and leisure, unfortunately, mirrors the hotel's overarching theme of disappointment. Mosaic tiles lying loose or missing entirely, cloudy water, and sunbeds so tightly packed they leave little room for comfort paint a scene more akin to a public bathhouse than a private pool. The beach, albeit picturesque from afar, loses its charm when you find yourself persistently pestered by local vendors, severing the thread of tranquility you yearn for. Housekeeping services seem to embrace a laissez-faire philosophy. There are times when your room may not receive the daily refresh it needs, with essentials sometimes forgotten and cleaning often half-hearted. Maintenance requests seem to enter a lottery system, with the outcome depending more on the whims of the day than the urgency or validity of your needs. In a service industry, nothing is more vital than the quality of customer care. Regrettably, the hotel's customer service seems to be a far cry from the expected standard. With a tendency towards indifference rather than empathy, guests often find themselves grappling with issues alone. This lack of support and understanding fosters an atmosphere of frustration and abandonment, further clouding the hotel experience. Promised as a haven of health and recreation, the hotel's gym, spa, and various activities reveal yet another chapter of the narrative of unmet expectations. Fitness enthusiasts are often met with equipment that hasn't caught up with the latest fitness trends. The spa, while offering a broad range of services, fails to maintain an atmosphere of cleanliness and tranquility. The prices for these additional services seem to ignore the adage of value for money, instead leaning towards a rather audacious interpretation of luxury. In summary, the Hotel Riu Palace Mexico presents an unfortunate example of missed opportunities. From the grand illusions it paints at the beginning to the stark realization of its actual state, the hotel becomes a journey from anticipation to disappointment. Rather than a palace of relaxation and luxury, it seems to morph into a labyrinth of lackluster service, neglected facilities, and unfulfilled promises. The harshness of this account is not intended to vilify, but rather to present an honest reflection of experiences shared by several visitors. For a place bearing the moniker of a palace, one can't help but wish that reality lived up to the dream.